we're beyond being angry at Dianne Feinstein. She is honestly, like we are bumping up against abuse.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like if I was aware that the nursing home that my mother was in was essentially doing to her what it's quite clear now her staff seems to be doing to Dianne Feinstein, I'd be down there with lawyers, if not cops. Jim Newell from Slate put up this graphic here. He's been trying, obviously, as many reporters have been, to talk to Dianne Feinstein. He writes, she took a vote to against a Republican bill to block a District of Columbia policing law. Now, listen, all I really care about in terms of Dianne Feinstein at this point is that she's able to vote on the Senate Judiciary Committee. But it is unsustainable to have someone like this taking these votes over the course of the next 16 months. I mean, more. It is now May of 2023, and she is slated to be in office until January of 2025. Almost 2 years. It's not going to work. This needs to be dealt with now. It was about a minute later I encountered Feinstein coming off an elevator, sitting in a wheelchair flanked by her staff. It's been hard to find the senator since her return. She's kept her movements mostly to the least populated passageways, skipped luncheons, and non-urgent committee hearings. I asked her how she was feeling. "Oh, I'm feeling fine. I have a problem with the leg." It's in quotes. A fellow reporter staking out the elevator asked her what was wrong with the leg. "Well, nothing that's anyone's concern but mine," she said. Now, when someone does not have an advanced form of dementia, they're not going to, in one sentence, tell a stranger or a reporter, whomever it is, that they have an injury, and then tell the next person, none of your business what it is. That's not the way someone who is cogent will respond. When the fellow reporter asked her what the response from her colleagues had been like since her return, though, the conversation took an odd turn. "No, I haven't been gone," she said. She was gone for 3 months. She just returned 5 days ago.
Chuck Schumer was happy to have her back.
Yep. "No, I haven't been gone," she said. "You should follow the, I haven't been gone. I've been working." When asked whether she meant that she'd been working from home, she turned feisty. "No, I've been here. I've been voting," she said. "Please, you either know or don't know." After deflecting one final question about those, like Representative Ro Khanna, who called on her to resign, she was wheeled away. You know, it's just shocking to read this and realize that, like, doesn't seem to be any accountability. Somebody knows in Washington, and I would imagine a lot of people know, what's going on here. I mean, I don't know if it's her family or her staff or if it's Chuck Schumer or if it's,
Raytheon.
Schiff, who wants, is afraid of who Gavin Newsom's going to appoint. I don't know if it's Gavin Newsom. I don't know who it is. But there are people in Washington, in the Senate, who do know what's going on here. And they think that we can't see this. And it could work out fine. It could work out absolutely fine. They could be able to wheel her in for every important vote, get her to stand up, say aye, and that's it. And it could work out fine. Or it could work out like it did with Ruth Bader Ginsburg in some fashion. But this is about risk. And who is assuming the risk here? The people who care about women's autonomy over their own bodies. The people who care about not having, things like, I don't know, Medicaid declared illegal. I mean, who knows what judges that we're talking about here? It really is impossible to calculate. All that I can say for sure is the downsides of leaving her there. And I do mean leaving her there because she's not capable of even making the decision at this point. Let me put it this way. There is not a legal document in the world that she could sign right now that could not be contested in court. Not a single legal document. We're going to be talking in a moment to two reporters who are talking exactly about this situation with people having their homes basically stolen-ish. And I can assure you right now that if Dianne Feinstein was to sign a document that said, I'm handing over my millions of dollars to Sam Seder when I die, that document would be shredded in court. It really is just astonishing what's going on here. And at the same time, down the hall, across the road, Joe Biden's people are meeting to not negotiate on the debt ceiling, and they're having negotiations about that. I mean, they've appointed new negotiators to not negotiate against the debt ceiling. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And then also, just while we're at it, for another story that's just driving me crazy, like yesterday, a lawsuit drops that claims that Rudy Giuliani was looking to sell pardons for $2 million, split it with Donald Trump. New York Times, as far as I know, hasn't written a thing about that. What they did write, though, apparently, was back in March 21, Ken Vogel, March 21 of 2021, from prospect of pardons and final day fuels market to buy access to Trump. A one-time top advisor to the Trump campaign was paid $50,000 to help seek a pardon for John Kiriakou, former CIA officer convicted of illegally disclosing classified information, and agreed to a $50,000 bonus if the president granted it. This is according to a copy of an agreement. That's how you're basically hiring a lobbyist or a lawyer to do that. That happens. It's gross, but that's the way it works. And Mr. Kiriakou was separately told, because if you have an agreement with a lobbyist, they're going to go to the pardon commission. But separately was told that Mr. Trump's personal lawyer, Rudolph Giuliani, could help him secure a pardon for $2 million if Mr. Kiriakou rejected the offer. But an associate, fearing that Mr. Giuliani was illegally selling pardons, alerted the FBI. Mr. Giuliani challenged the characterization. Now, one of two things are going on here. One, the woman who filed this lawsuit against Rudy Giuliani read this article in 2021 and lied about it, put it in her lawsuit, even though she has thousands of emails and voicemails and whatnot to establish her case. She doesn't need to put that assertion in there. Or, for some reason, the FBI didn't follow up on this. And neither did the New York Times or the Washington Post, even when it was substantiated in this lawsuit. All right, we'll get to our guests in a second. I'm sorry, I just lost it. There's too many things that are pissing me off.
I'm losing it, bro.
I'm losing it, bro. I don't have I can't find it on my thing. I gotta also find a new dentist. That was the problem from like 2 weeks ago. I get some type of cap on it. It's still hurting me. I think that's why I'm in a bad mood.
Probably today. Yeah.
I was in a bad mood
today. Yeah.
Cats pooped all over the place.